Greetings and salutations, everyone. Okay, sweet. Looks like that's working. Retreat, go out. Yeah, looks like it did. Alright, sweet. Alright, greetings and salutations. Of course, everyone knows my name is Samius, but whatever. I don't know, honestly, what we're going to do today. I have no idea. I thought Tobrel was on earlier. Looks like he was 19 minutes ago. So maybe he decided to go to something to eat. It is 7:30 his land. But, so I thought maybe I would tag along with him, but that doesn't seem like a thing that's going to happen now. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. We're currently level 21. I guess we'll start by rolling our silver roll and our gold roll, and we'll go from there. That was a pretty good roll. It's not bad though, I'll take that too. Not as good. They could have been flipped. That would have been okay. So I'm not sure how long today's stream is going to go for. It'll however long I can muster. But got quite a bit of pain cream on my neck and back, and about as much CBD oil as I can spare today. Alright. So let's gather up some bits and bobs. Really don't care about that. Do care about that. Alright. Oh good, we have two different potions here. I guess we'll try to motivate ourselves to drink those potions today, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so the last couple of things that we've been doing is I was readjusting my gear set some for level 20 plus, and I was thinking about putting on this epic sapphire studded buckles as my item, but also I should be doing some item farming, specifically for the bronze dragon belt. That actually sounds like a better use of my time right this minute, since it doesn't look like anybody else is on, but we'll words in group 1 just in case somebody happens to be out there hanging out. So yeah, I think we'll start by popping back over to Sharn land for a little bit. See, I spent what might have been a little bit too much time on Saturday on my head, as it were. Alright, I want to repeat just the reach for the sky. That's the quest that we're looking for today. I think. Just check reach from the sky here. Alright, so there's a rune arm. Hey, Top Hat. What's up, buddy? There's a rune arm that looks kind of meh. Bracers, which could be good for a monk. I might do another monk in the near future, but they even look kind of so-so-ish. Nothing is working. Oh, nothing, you are working. That's good. It's the time of year, my friend. Alright, so is this not the quest where that belt comes from? It's not. Alright, so let's see if we can figure out where that belt comes from. Looks like bronze dragon. Yeah. Bronze dragon belt. Comes from security detail. Security detail is which one? React to debate the security system, defeat the forge race. Oh, that's the one where you gotta go into the... Oh, no, sweet. Alright, it's one of the walk-ups. That's perfect. Alright, abandoned office in the cogs. So I just want to do heroic version of the quest for now. Excuse me. The music is too loud? Was it just the Sharn music? Because the Sharn music is always what messed up. Or is it all the music? If it's all the music, I'll make some adjustments. If it's just the Sharn music, I can't fix their normalization process without muting everything else. Alright, so we want to go east, I believe. Is this the right one? Cogs music is too loud also. Alright, then we'll fiddle with it. I'll turn the music down to 25%, and of course the other. Alright, so I want to just confirm that it's. I'm pretty sure this is the one we want to go to. It's gotta be this one, right? Okay. So let's pony up and let's get a move on. So I've needed that belt for a little bit. So I think we'll go fiddle around and try to get that belt. And then in the event that we get an opportunity to play with some people, we'll take a look at maybe joining some people, maybe even doing something. I don't know. I don't want to make any promises because I don't have any idea what I want to do this evening. Honestly, I just want to go to bed. But I feel like I should be doing something. Yeah, like I might join you on some of that. This looks like the wrong way to go. That's like a bunch of bad news bears. Alright, give me my... So we can jump back up here. We're really close. Man, I hate to have to just pop back out, but... might just be the way it is. Alright, let's try this again. My head necks sound like Rice Krispies. Oh, good. We'll just stop. It's fine. Oh, 2 steps. Anything else going on that could be tying up? I mean, everything seems okay. Like we're not downloading or uploading anything that we out of the normal. OBS is not blinking, so whatever this is in DDO. DDO is having problems. Let's click our hat. Oh, we clicked our hat and then got on and back off and back on our horse in like a split second. That's cool. Bloop. That's how you get on a horse. Bloop. Prepare your ears in case we get a second to get out of the zone. We'll reset it. Okay, maybe if we break out of the instance, we'll. Like clearly we can't recall. We can't. T-door. We have to do this. So, we're like stuck in a weird limbo land right now. Oh, we did it. We teleported. We didn't. And now it's on timer. Yes, we made it. Alright, hopefully once we get back out, we can reload the zone and fix the lag. Hopefully it's just zone lag. Man, it's a rough day for everyone here. Pause my playback. So, how was everybody's weekend? Should make sure I'm still in frame. We did it. Alright, let's see if the... Yeah, so it was the zone for sure. And eardrums. Reset the zone. Weekend was fine. Today totally sucked. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, we can't even reset the cogs. What is going on? Try something else here in a second. Alright, so I formed a new party, and now I am breaking that party, and this should force that quest reset. That instance reset. Super Bowl party was fun. Yeah, the wife watched the last little bit of it and told me about it. Told a guy that what his refund should be, and he insisted that you redo the math because it seemed too low. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, sometimes you gotta do weird stuff like that. Remington's super excited this year. He
The Copper Concord of the Aura made me
found out that he'll probably get some money back.
Great honor.
And he's like very excited.
My rightful place
Probably
is
just
as a
should went
member of
north,
the Throne
right?
Concord. And I will not rest till I have attained it.
So yeah, he's very thrilled. And then I had the big talk with him yesterday. This is the exact same route I tried to take last time, so let's do something else. Let's get to the other side of the lava. I feel like I have done this before. Of course, the big talk, I mean budgeting. I feel you. Alright, well apparently I went all the wrong way. So, it's the quickest way to like get back on track here. So I've successfully run myself about as far away from the quest as I could get. Still be in the zone. Can we get higher? Can we get high enough that we could just jump over to it? I don't know. But I did find a doodad. Just let me click on the... Fine, you guys win. Everything dies. Oh, anything else? I have more bullets left. I know, I hit the overkill button, but I just wanted to click the journal.
Of course, I wanted to rebuild immediately.
Alright.
But there were issues. The city council was asking questions.
So if I can get on this, we'll make it, right?
Seeing strange things deep inside the ruins. I needed to know what I was dealing with, so I sent out more scouts. They did not return.
But anyway, yeah, we went over budgeting. He asked a bunch of questions, and I showed him how to get a basic budget in place. That was a lot of fun. Told him he needed to think about the kind of things that he wants to save up for, so he doesn't have to like borrow money to do the things that he's excited to do. Pretty good. He used Credit Karma's refund calculator, and it's always high, about $300. Well, that would be why. Oh man, I always think of as getting your tax refund is like the wrong way to look at it. You should always hope to get a bill. I mean, obviously it's best if you're paying the, you know, like that bill should be like $1, but that means that you... Oh my goodness. Again, I just want to do heroic. I probably can't go in this, right? Let's do heroic leap then. So I'd like to get a heroic version of this belt so in the future I don't have to worry about it anymore.
The explosion that destroyed Vaught's Forge seems to have left this area mostly untouched. A blood-stained note lies near a fresh corpse.
I have to read the note first.
According to the note, reactivating the mage fire cannons will help defend against the forge wraiths that haunt this area.
But I don't know, it's always nice to get your refunds done and back. Need to Probably work on ours next weekend. Well, at least the wife will work on ours next weekend. I used to do the taxes, but then she always worried about it and redid the taxes. So I feel like just save the hassle. I really don't need this junk chest. So skip it. Alright, let's reset these things. It's far off of fire shield. Oh, we should be in zombie form too.
You've activated the main fire cannon. That should help protect the area.
I was speaking if I hit all the buttons. I'm level 21, but I'm just doing heroic right now. I'm trying to get the heroic version of this belt. I needed one for this life and need to take the time to farm it. I just looking for something to do that's low mental energy.
You've defeated all the forge wraiths in the room. So more can be seen lurking outside in the distance.
It's not the belt we were looking for. Is this any good? Seems medium. Oh, why am I recalling? I think I just ignore. So we'll just ransack this really quickly, and
The
or
explosion that destroyed Vaughn's Forge seems to have left this area mostly untouched. A bloodstained note
Get
on
a-
a fresh corpse.
get that belt, whichever comes first. So we'll probably end up doing a bunch of stuff with Rhett and Talab later this evening if they're in the mood to do stuff on Epic, but so I'm just here to screw around and talk to people. Try to get those dollars and cents, you know. See what kind of time we can shave off of this run. I don't like having these exploding contracts like run up on me. Call me paranoid. Oh good. Let's lag. While we're trying to pull the lever. Probably a good idea. bit of help.
You've activated the Mage Fire Cannons. That should help protect the area.
You just have to... No, I guess they're all on. Must be got the other one turned on. You can loot the chest before the big bad comes out? That seems like a weird...
You've defeated all the forge wraiths in the room. The more can be seen lurking outside
Huh,
in the distance.
interesting. Just gotta get those 2 levers pulled to be able to loot the chest. But that doesn't complete the quest.
The explosion that destroyed Vaughn's Forge seems to have left this area mostly untouched. A bloodstained note lies near a fresh corpse.
Intriguing indeed. Oh boy. So anyway, Saturday. We should start with Friday night. Friday night I didn't sleep very well. I haven't slept very well since Friday night. But Friday, I went to bed around 6, I think, give or take. Got a call from the wife around 10. She had already headed to the mother-in-law's and was helping her get stuff taken care of. And needed me to arrive pretty quickly. So, got up, got over there, got started. I'm gonna have to... Sounds like I'm going back tomorrow to, do some sink work. I ended up putting in a new faucet and having to rip out her old dishwasher. Turns out her old dishwasher was leaking. Or we thought her old dishwasher was leaking, but it turns out it wasn't the dishwasher at all. Somehow she had crammed so much crap underneath her sink, she managed to crack the drain pipe. So now I fixing sinks tomorrow.
You've activated the Mage Fire Cannon. That should protect the area.
Alright, so it's locked now. It's just a fluke that time. Where you just have to knock out the waves. Wild card.
You've defeated all the forge wraiths in the room. Though more can be seen lurking outside in the distance.
Alright. Give it another couple of tries here real fast. But I ended up crawling around, standing on my head, which is what kind of call when I'm bent over and I'm crammed around in
The
things.
explosion that destroyed Vaughn's Forge seems to have left this area mostly untouched.
My head started to bother me
Bloodstained note lies
Sunday
near a
quite a
fresh
bit.
corpse.
Today I'm basically shut down. So I wanted to at least log on for a couple of hours if I could. I've been basically sitting in my chair watching House all day. Or laying in the bed watching YouTube videos. So the spiders will wiggle, but they won't come at you until you cross the barrier. It's interesting.
You've activated the Mage Fire cannon. That should help protect the area.
Not sure how much longer. I'm going to get experience from the quest. As soon as we're not getting experience from the quest anymore, we can probably just grab the chest in the quickest way possible and get out. So anyway, you guys know how I tend to like wax and wane around a TV show or something that I can do while I'm thinking about other things or working on other projects. Well, apparently it's back to House. I ended up watching some like clips of House on YouTube the other day, just like stumbling down the YouTube well. And I was like, oh man, you know what I haven't watched in a long time? Since it went off air, actually, probably. Was House, so a lot of the episodes are basically new now because of the just don't remember them. I remember bits and pieces here and there, but not like. I'm so glad I told you the dancing shot. But not enough to remember the episodes. They are basically like free or brand new episodes, which is cool. I guess the great thing about having a bad memory is that you get to enjoy certain things multiple times for the first time, right? The other thing that I'm doing is I've started rereading the Dresden books. Last night with my head and my insomnia, whatever, kicking in high gear. Finished up the first book. And I started reading the second book a little bit earlier today.
You've activated the Mage Fire cannon.
People are very excited because of the Peace Talks. This new book is coming out. It's scheduled and ready to go. Looks like Cabrella's decided to log on after all. Belt! Belt! Not a belt. If I had the funds to just, like, re-roll, I'd give it a shot.
Wraiths in the room, so more can be seen lurking outside in the distance.
But I don't. I'll take this. Shouldn't be too much longer until this quest is just done, right?
The explosion that destroyed Vaughn's Forge seems to have left this area mostly untouched.
5th or 6th time.
Note lies near a fresh corpse.
This area is now on security lockdown.
I'm not even seeing the shots pop up now in a timely manner.
Please be aware that this area is prone to unstable spectral manifestations. Bond agents are authorized to take aggressive measures.
At least hear the noise, I guess, at least. Something.
Security barrier removed.
So it looks like if you just barely step in. No. I don't know. Last time I think I aggroed the constructs. Last time. I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't have to worry about it. So we got an annoying doggo here. Really kind of curious why the quests are, the zones are so laggy today. Probably because DDO knows I've been playing Factorio.
You've activated a mage fire cannon. That should help protect the area.
Alright. Whatever time this time will be the charm, right?
You've defeated all the forge
Alright,
wraiths
so
in the
there's
room.
0
More can
experience.
be seen lurking outside.
So
in
now
the
we can just literally loot the chest and boot. Loot and scoot. Almost
The
wonder.
explosion that destroyed Vaughn's Forge seems to have left this area mostly untouched. A bloodstained note
If we
lies
could-
near a
how-
fresh corpse.
This area
If we
is now
could,
on security lockdown.
the force stuff is gonna be a problem, right?
Please be aware that this area is prone to unstable spectral manifestations.
They don't have feet. I don't know what I was thinking about casting web. Seemed like a mistake.
Security barrier removed. Access granted. Welcome back, Mr. Vaughn.
Number 1. Get there. Aggro shifted over there. Wonder if Undead to Death would kill these guys. It might. Don't think I have the spell prepared at the moment. Or learned this life, I guess would be a better way to say it. Oh, we do have the spiders make their way in. Yeah, I don't think it was faster. Nope, no belt. Alright, so how many more times do we have that we can do this? Oh, but since we didn't complete, we're not going to get a shrine. That's something to think about.
The explosion that destroyed Vaughn's Forge seems to have left this area mostly untouched. A bloodstained note lies near a fresh corpse.
This area is now on security watch. Please be aware.
Don't forget to shield block doors and things if you'd like. Often shield blocking a door can mean the difference between it opening or closed or staying locked. See if a web and an ice storm slow those guys down enough that we can not have to worry about them. Looks good so far.
Welcome back, Mr. Vaughn.
Trying to zerg through these little quests here and refining that is not always the most fun use of time, I agree. So we need to liven up the voice chat with all sorts of exciting conversation. Anybody ever installed a food disposal? So try to do that in the next couple of days. This time we'll go ahead and kill this guy, mostly because I want this shrine.
Wraiths in the room. The more can be seen lurking outside in the distance.
Alright. It's ransacked. Alright, what else do we actually need for Sharn gear here? We'll probably go do some Keep on the Borderland epics in a little bit. So no belts. Oh yeah, I forget these are broken up by the quest. They're not broken up by just overall items, right? Alright, so what else were we kind of looking at? We should probably words to Tobrel. We could take a look at finishing one of these sapphire rings. Or collective sites. There's a possibility that a collective site would be something that we'd be interested in wearing sometimes. Like right now we're just wearing a +9 intelligence spot goggle. But if we wore... I mean, I don't think like an int one would be exactly what we're looking for most of the time, right? Although it could be. I really like the sapphire, the ring. The celestial sapphire ring. I'd like to build a constitution one, but what's this key lock ring on for? Shouldn't be on, should be the ring of the stalker. I don't really feel like running more of this right now, especially if I'm going to run it later with Talab. So, instead, let's take a look at... What did we need from Keep on the Borderlands? I feel like we're looking at bracers. Well, this Ring of Brutal Force is kind of nice too, huh? I don't have a lot of strength builds right now, but it doesn't seem bad for level 21. Where is this? There we go. Bracers of the Fox. Is 10 intelligence, a bunch of wizardry, and cipher wizardry magical efficiency. Is that what I was going to put on? Over one of these belts? Doesn't seem right. So I really need to figure out a gear set for level 21 to later. I don't know what later, but some point. I know that I was wearing this literally so I could have Deadly somewhere. But this would be my Deadly. Which means what? It's gotta, I swear there's a bracer that I was looking at. Oh, was it this Finned Blood bracers from Total Chaos? It looks okay. Let's try that. Alright. Am I using a name gear planner? I'm not. Is there... I didn't know there was such a thing. I'm using looking at the wiki. Because again, it on I don't usually spend that much time above level 21. I'm one of those people who I tend to stay level 20 just long enough to farm at my fragments and take off back to level You know what? Let's go ahead and redo our resistances. Planning old stool. I mean, I didn't even know there was an item named Gear Planner. If you have such a thing, I would love to have a link. Or can I just Google it? I have to download it separately. Yeah, you should be able to post there. Yeah, I think I ended up in the same spot. Wow. Everything under the sun is like, whoa, are you sure you want to run this? Alright. Where are we going? We're going to keep on the Borderlands. The quickest way to get there is via by the top here. Alright, do you finish installing? Or you just extract somewhere? Well, it acted like it ran. Yeah, Hall of Heroes. But it is through the... You gotta start up here, though. Or, like me, you could go to your 4th deck of your boat just to visit, and then you can do a bunch of other things, too. Alright, so this is getting old. I don't understand why it didn't... This must just be something that you run from the extraction. Alright, it is. It'd be kind of cool to take a look at it real fast, wouldn't it? So let's look at it. So I've never used this before, so not so sure. So again, I'm basically looking from like 20 to 22. Like, in my brain, this is like the majority of the places that I will be sitting at. So like, on this life, we probably will not be taking off our Sharn set, right? So we can... What is this one called? Wildwood? Yeah. Is it case sensitive? No. Oh, because the level range is outside. Alright, I have the vest on. And then we have the wall watch circlets. Then we have, what is it? Wildwood gauntlets. Oh, click on import name set. Well, that's cool. Alright, I'll try to remember that from the future. Then let's see. Ring of the Stalker is a thing that I'm... I don't have a level 20 version of it though. What does the level 20 version do? Oh, but it doesn't tell you what it does? Well, it tells us here, but not... Oh, it does tell us here. It doesn't tell us this. Okay. Make sure you lock the items. Okay. So let's see. We have sneak attacks, range power. Okay, that's the set. Tendon slice. Alright, and then... Like, right now, these boots are not great. I'm wearing this just because it's a convenient strength item. So what is that called again? Slate scale. But it's not locked. Litany's not locked, but there's not really a better trinket. So what, can I just, like, click up here? Okay, that's cool. Don't have to craft anything if I can help it. What's this? Holy Symbol of Loth. Oh, it's negative spell power. Light spell power, force spell power. It's kind of cool. Serrated Arrowhead is nice. Crippling, confirm critical hits, critical damage, big attack. I haven't had a problem landing blows. We can take a look at it. Okay, and since... Oh no, it says it. Okay. I don't think I have one of these. So how do you, like, tell it to go away? I mean, that must have been like that. So let's look at the serrated arrowhead. Watch your step in chest. Secret 10 is cool though. Secret 10's a lot bigger than my Ring of the Stalker, which would make things a little easier. Alright, so we have a watch your... Alright, let's look at bracers really fast, because that's the other thing that I'm kind of interested in. Yeah, these were the ones that the Fiendblood bracers are the other ones I was like looking at. So if I put that on and I put this on, there should be a way that you can drag it from here. Because all I ended up doing there was deleting it. What's it called again? Serrated. Why not reapply? Alright, so if we look for the... And it would be nice if it had the quest where you could farm it from in here too. Or a link to the wiki would be even better. Pretty cool, actually. Cute, cool little program. so far. Booties. So what do we have? What do we have? Like, black feather boots are the bad ones. Boots of tranquility. These are interesting. Epic steel weave shin guards. Oh, those are the ones that come out of the other quest. Right click the item name in the search box. Right. Oh, so over here. Alright, that's cool. That's not particularly intuitive, but that's cool. I'm glad he did that. It makes a big difference. I wish that was a button over here. Like open in wiki so you can like click it, but it's good that he thought of it. Instructing the orcs. So that's also a quest over here. So I guess we have our answer. We're gonna look at a couple of quests. What quests over here for now? Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And of course, a feather token would be good too. Send me inside the keep to the borderlands. The build is 18 wizard, 2 arty, and I'll do a video on the build pretty soon. Probably right before I TR. For those of you who don't know what my guides basically will talk through each level. They usually take about 30 minutes to go through, and I need to probably figure out a way to export a build. But I hate that stuff. I love just talking about the builds. Zombie in this case gives you the 20% damage, which is a big deal. You don't really notice the reduction a ton, especially when you're fuselaging or no holds barring. And because of the way we have our gear set up, the way the spell sword is set up, giving us Ghost Touch, we don't need to be in Wraith, which is my preferred. I personally prefer Wraith is my favorite form. But this is working. It's working okay. And of course, because we have a Ring of the Stalker level 15, we also don't need Ghost Touch. But we didn't need it earlier because of that. Something to keep in mind though about this build, we didn't take zombie form, I don't think, until level 16 or something. It was very late when we finally transitioned into it. But we wanted some sort of form to turn our blue bar into our red bar, and we wanted something that had a big impact on our damage. So there's our unboosted zombie damage. Here's our boosted zombie damage. And there are more monsters. Give me some more monsters. go. There's a few more monsters. And then, so like, it's 50-ish damage. So that's our boosted, not zombie form. Yeah, I don't like feather falling in general. So I actually think of the feather falling as a disadvantage. So currently I'm using cold, but I'm using cold because I'm trying right now to wear the quarantine because of the freezing is really good. And with the Thrumming's Cord belt and the quarantine on, we have our cold to 332 electric power. Sorry, cold power 333, which means that we're doing quite a bit extra damage with that particular toggle. But I also have the dumpster fire and a burn scar slash, so if I need to burn something out. Just the reason why we're using Ice Storm instead of Firewall. And then if I do this correctly... Oh, I guess I already hit this button. Let me hit some buttons here. Yeah, so you get this, and then that. You get like your big fancy shot. Why not Featherfall? I love the glide. I've died one too many times because I had a permanent Featherfall on, and it took me too long to like get it off. You know, like places like the subterranean, falling down to get the Gargamel chest, getting flown up to the air and back down. My favorite quest in the game is Litany of the Dead. You don't want Featherfall in there, so you can run down very quickly. I would rather just toggle my Featherfall on when I need it and just have my default be off. It was actually one of the things that I struggled with the most on the hardcore server, because I love the Wraith form Incorporeal so much that I did Wraith. Alright, you could probably get away with like Reaper, right? Yeah, sure, whatever. So anytime that I feel like when you're feather falling, some percentage like your movement and your run speed and stuff is slowed down. So like, I would rather have full control over my character as much as possible.
You enter the caves, determined to eliminate another threat to the residents of the keep.
Yeah, I mean, I usually don't have a lot of wiggle room, especially in a build like this. I don't have a lot of wiggle room in my enhancements. Or, sorry, in my skills. So, unless my, like, base... Unless my base tumble is, like, real great. And, like, now I'm even casting tumble now, just because where we happen to be. But, like I said, I usually just don't have...
This heavy iron-bound
Don't worry
door
about it.
is fitted with an unpickable magical lock.
So I generally would rather be able to just get back down to the ground and get moving again.
Pickable.
Sounds strong. Love you. Alright. It's actually...
As the last goblin
That wasn't bad.
you notice something glittering in the
Hey, stand there, Dorcas.
shift wooden walkway.
Again, it's a personal preference. I could totally see people
The
having
guardian
Featherfall
door
on,
opens
blah
with
blah.
a squeal of metal
It's
and
just
glass,
not
rousing
a
the
for
guards
me
on the
thing.
far side.
You died on hardcore when you fell asleep with the W key pressed and ran off a cliff in Misery's Peak. Well, I have died plenty of times in Misery's Peak also. Not on the hardcore server. But I tell this story of my first permadeath-like experience. Some of my guildies and I, we went to a different server where we had nothing, so we wouldn't be tempted to like do something. And we rolled up our rules of permadeath, and we had gone through all of Korthos, and due to like a lag spike or that's not the button I wanted to push, something, the feather flying cloak clicky that you get from one of the quests out there, I saw the animation go off and I jumped down, but it didn't give me the ability. You know how sometimes DDO does that, like you click a thing but you get that lag spike and it didn't actually like go up in your buff bar or whatever. So my character jumped off of that cliff thinking I was totally fine and broke his little ankles and died. So ever since then I've kind of become a real stickler for, and in other places as well, for knowing that I have my Featherfall on and running. So like, for example, I have this skeleton key right here that's got open lock on it. That's like, it's got a unique icon. I don't have to worry about it. It's about as lowest level I can get it to have a unique icon. If they would give me a unique icon at level 1, I'd make a level 1 version. So this way I can just like, and I always keep it over here. Just like if I'm a person that has the ability to cast it, I'll keep the ability to cast it over here. So like I can cast Featherfall if I need it. I have the item sitting over here. Like I have redundancy for Featherfall. But I'm not I feel like I missed a lever in there. Let's just double check before I leave. Rather spend 5 extra seconds double checking that I didn't miss a lever. I know one of these rooms has a lever in it, but I don't remember which. So, I don't know. Like, I used to use the mummified bat. It also has a unique icon, but it's level 9. So, this you can use at level 7.
You spot an iron key in the back of the chamber.
I don't know if one of these trinkets are level 1 and have a unique icon. But if they do, I'll probably take a look at using one of them.
The red crystal begins to glow, and the sound of stone scraping on stone.
Alright, so we have 2
the
keys.
common area.
There's darkness behind us, so let's go this way.
A foul stench wafts out from this newly opened cavern.
Hi. That's a pretty reasonable chunk of damage, I think, right? Maybe not the biggest chunk, but for me, over 3 hits to do, what, a little over 13,000 is pretty good. Considering I, like so many others, are still just using a rat catcher. Alright, so that obviously was not the way, so it must be this way. What's this little door? Nothing. Is the update this week, or did I hear? I've not heard anything. I suspect, unless there's some sort of like really nasty news out there on the forum somewhere, that it would be this week. I'm not sure. Yeah, I sometimes do that same thing. Tracks.
Hear the sounds of guttural chanting coming.
Hyrax, or I'm not sure how to actually pronounce your name correctly. I apologize. But I used to do that kind of stuff, but then I've reached the point now where I don't worry about feather falling. And most of the swims I have down to the point where I don't need water breathing either until quite a ways. Need to pay half attention here. These puzzles actually do play hell with my short-term memory. So I have to like try to piece together some sort of pattern. Or then triax. Alright, I'll try to remember triax. I'll endeavor to do my best. Oh, the rat catcher is great. It's almost like the rat catcher was made for
scrabbling and chittering from the hallway ahead.
For the Inquisitive.
A strange creature erupts from the ground as you approach.
Yeah, I mean, also keep in mind once you're a zombie, you don't have to worry about it. Or whatever your undead form is. So... Oh, you guys got a real attitude problem.
The Umber Wolf.
The other thing is...
heavy carapace clattering
I've gotten in the habit, starting at level, I think 9, to carry around these Cliff Diver Luck Charms. So, that gives you a pretty good item to have your water breathing. It gives you a swim bonus, gives you a jump bonus. So it's like a good utility item to swap into. You're trying the CBD oil out. I think it'll be good for you, Thakar. As long as you get some good, high-quality CBD oil, I think it'll take some of the harshness off. Without it this weekend, I would have been in real trouble. Even with it, I struggled quite a bit yesterday and today. Huh, a lot of traps up this way. Must be something cool. Don't think you have to go this way because I don't have it on the... That's a shrine. I don't have it on my mini-map here.
You hear deep voices in conversation up ahead. The hobgoblins in the feast hall fall silent as you enter the chamber. of the hobgoblins lets out a sharp whistle just before he dies, summoning reinforcements.
It certainly helps. Tell you what. Triax, right now is a great time to consolidate a lot of that stuff into trinkets. I'm a big fan of swapping trinkets. And with the Rizia Ice games, you can get your trinkets as one of your turn-in items. So it's actually, I should probably go and do a bunch of ice game stuff too, maybe. But it's one of the really good reasons to
when the lever is pulled, the traps in the hall
do the ice games. And once you take it, because they're bound to character when you get them, but if you recraft them, like clear them and put a plus, like any level augment, like just like level 1 on it, then they become bound to account and you can move them around and you can craft on them. Yeah, I forgot I got my improved precise shot now too.
This small chamber looks like a safe place to rest.
This is the room that has the doodads in it. The lever.
The wall in the armory slides
I wish my
open,
neck would
making barely
ease
a
up.
sound. The hobgoblin chieftain lurches out of his throat with a roar. The hobgoblin chieftain slumps to the ground.
Let's go away. Nobody wants any of that. And nothing. Well, you guys know me. There's no opportunity like this opportunity to jump on a bed, alright? Yeah, I don't mind ice skating. I have like, I think 2 or 3 clear trinkets from the last year. So I should probably go around and I end up using probably like 3 or 4 a year. So I should probably take a little bit of time and mix some up here. Knoll Caves. I think that's one of the ones we're looking for, right? Total Chaos is up the Troll Caves. The Knoll Caves. Oh no. So big and strong. No, Violent Delights was not one of them. Total Chaos was one of them. This must be it. The Temple of Evil Chaos. Taking advantage of the light gravity on the Sharn boat and a high motility rogue. Smiley face. Huh. Don't know what all those words mean, but that's pretty cool. I actually like doing the jumps. I actually find it to be a lot of fun. Even if it involves a little bit of sitting around and waiting.
Voices and scraping sounds announce the presence of undead. Life is meaningless.
Alright, so in this quest, oh, I don't have my map. I think the best way to do this quest is to just, like, get to the end and kill things, right? That seems correct to me. Ah. Yeah. I've never been particularly good at those kind of like leap around things. There's like a
The passage ahead
thing
is
over
blocked
here,
by a
right?
cave-in.
like a
About
shrine.
20 man months would be
This is
enough
not
to
where we
dig
want to
through
go
it.
though.
Or 5 dwarf months, give or take.
Man, I'm glad I'm doing these quests again, because if I have to turn around and do them next life and like in teaching mode, I will not remember them enough to. Just go away. So that's one of the things to ignore, right? We should get close enough that it
You notice an expensive
triggers so we can
looking
just walk
gem
away.
embedded
That's
in
the
the
kind of
stone
experience
made of
I
human
like.
bones.
Do nothing, get rewarded. Ooh, mortal pestle. Hello, nurse. That is not what I want to do. Stop. Huh. That way didn't go anywhere. Let's go back this direction then. Terrell's off doing one of the big boy raids, apparently. I felt like this quest, you didn't have to like go through a lot of doors. I felt like you could just like walk your way to the bad man. There were some secret doors involved, but not like regular doors. Bathtubs full of bloody water. Somewhere around here, if I'm getting my quest correct, I thought this was the quest that had the Medusa in it. Rawr. Everybody knows I love me a good Medusa. Oh man, I love improved precise shot. I never fiddle with it that much because again, for like to do this kind of build, you have to take it at level 21, or yeah, you have to take it at level 21 because of the base attack bonus requirements. But man, oh, this is where we want to go, right? Man, it's so good when you got it though. Actual Scary Reaper first. Should be using my rune arm also. So This rune arm gives you another freeze, occasional overcooling, which is why I really like it. Which is why I have a sub-focus on cold this life. So I try to take advantage of that rune arm in particular. Didn't this like open a secret door? Apparently it does nothing. Apparently the secret door is always there. Apparently this is just the letter E to confuse for evil. Of course it is. Should have known.
Whispery voices call to you.
You shouldn't be here.
Step away from
Run, you fool.
I thought there's a secret door back here. There it is. Ah, that's alright. The guy was able to knock me down on my booty. Second blow. What? Where you going, scumbag? Stop with your turning. Get back here.
The fleeing priest's voice turns
I
into
thought.
a scream. And is then
Alright, and I end up running past the treasure. But those guys were nice enough to tell me where it is. Do-do-do-do. Find the missing thingamabob. Definitely feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, I mean, I'm not real sure what the best of anything is going to be anymore. So I'm just going to continue trying to work through my... get my completionist done. My racial completionist done, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I know there's like... you can do something with those altars. I have to try to pay attention to that too for when I do the walkthrough. So I must be missing something from one of these other two rooms. Like if I was the evil bad guy and I had the evil piece of paper on me, so I could do the evil math, it would be in like around. Oh, there's another chest. No, that's not another chest. They tricked me. Guess we'll look to see if it's in one of these. Alright, so that guy I did kill. I assumed he was already bad. I didn't want to talk about the Lord.
Unseen voices murmur from the shadows of this chamber.
Take us with you.
Take us away.
No, get away.
Don't do it.
Take the shinies.
You love the shinies. This is the Medusa, right? Little paper's not down here by the Medusa. Oh, what do you guys want? Trying to get things done. You guys are just like attacking me because you want to. That's lame. Oh.
The prisoner in this cell is a Medusa.
You don't look stupid enough to be a cultist.
She calls out.
Tell me what you're doing here, and I won't turn you
I love
to
me some Medusa action.
stone.
Are you attacking me now?
Afraid of her
Oh, you are
bonds,
attacking me
the
now.
Medusa agrees
I knew that you would, but
Take me to
thought
the
maybe we could be
leader.
friends.
She says.
I think it's time for
We're not playing the you can turn me to stone game.
The Medusa smiles sweetly at you.
She has
I
5,000
believe
experience.
this
Yes, that's cool.
concludes our arrangement. I have no more need of you, but I find myself growing fond of your company. Let
this
us
door's locked,
hold
though.
on to this special moment forever.
The Medusa snarls at you.
I'll turn this whole valley
Dice the
to
gelatinous
stone
cube.
if I have to. I am its
Wow.
sworn queen.
That is a
Serve and
gelatinous cube already.
spared weaklings.
The Medusa falls. Her plans for the valley, good or ill, die with her. You hear a shuffle, then a strange, slurpy sound coming from behind the crates. The sneaky gelatinous cube falls to pieces. Its ambition to eat you dies short. A crawling, broken creature scampers towards you, hissing insults. The white falls. It's pitiful.
I was getting a little close, wasn't it? Alright, so the graveyard is just a guy to fight.
You hear footsteps down below, and a gruff voice calls out.
Put them in the manacles, boss. I'll be right over.
The large torture does it again.
Hey, you're not one of us. What the?
Terrence. Terrence the torturer. That's good.
The torturer falls, his victims avenged. Will their souls find rest?
Bunch of keys. Well, I still am missing the missing codex page. Which again, I feel like is somewhere in that room. Unless it dropped when you killed that guy. I honestly have no idea where I got him at. It's on the pedestal on one of the western side passages. Okay. Well, I just missed it somewhere then. Something that's not tabbable. Alright. You win, video game. Alright, so the codex is randomly located through the cultist rooms. Which are like this. Those back rooms back there. think any of those were cultist rooms. Alright, that's the graveyard. There's the shrine. I guess I might as well go check. Again, not that I think it's over there, but... As we are almost completely searched the place out, we might as well get all these other quests, or objectives. This was the gym. Huh. I feel like whatever it is I'm missing, it's super obvious, and I just have not. Just like walking past it somehow. Aha! How strange. Now that I clicked on it, you can see it. Weird. So weird. Remember, ours is not to question why. Ours is but to go, huh? Alright. So that's Total Chaos. That was one of the ones we're looking for. And Watch Your Step is the other one. Watch Your Step is in... Which quest title? Kobold Caves. I would also like to have one of the bigger feathers to make my horsey faster, but I've run through these several times and I've still not seen one of these feathers, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, so I do remember on this one there's a down right at the beginning.
Most of the kobolds scramble to defend their cave at the side of me, while one of their members scampers away.
Oh. Everything in the quest when we come up here? That'd be fine. Just shoot all this stuff, cast the healing spells. Oh, you gotta stop the kobold runner? Oh, the charm. Okay, well, I'm not as worried about the charm. Not this run anyway. thing to keep in mind that this build has going for it that not all of my other builds do, is I do have a surprisingly large amount of crowd control besides just web. I don't like how this has got this special thing in it.
An elderly kobold rouses her tribe for battle to defend their home. Kobolds that rally appear stronger and more panicked than they ever fought before.
Again, when you're undead, you don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff. It's part of the reason that this build is very, very strong for me, because I'm not good at passing will saves. In fact, if there's a save to be failed, I'll figure out a way to do it. We pulled like a bunch of random Sharn stuff, but we didn't get anything from here so far. I feel robbed. Alright.
It's a very intense moment. The chance to try something nobody's ever tried before.
Hey Legion, thanks my man. How many months was that? I couldn't quite tell where I was watching. 10 months. Thank you, my guy. It's definitely support of viewers like yourself that makes continuing to stream something that happens. Oh. Are you gonna tick? Death Aura, are you gonna tick? Is Death Aura not? Tick if you're on the ground? Huh, weird. So weird. Anyway, back to Legion. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Hey, hey, hey. Oh. Oh, that rot. Some kick in the butt.
Now that king rat is dead, long live the new king. You. The first order of business might as well be to survey your domain.
And that runner guy's like shooting around here somewhere, right?
You slide through the muck and refuse into a pool of stagnant sludge.
Alright.
It's just not your day.
Well, we haven't seen this runner yet. I know that I've gotten him before by... He ran down there. Hmm. I think that's the quest. I don't see anything else helpful. Alright. Shall we do one more of these and then we'll reset maybe?
Small, squalid cave entrances dot the ravine walls. These must be the Caves of Chaos, where the cultists and their monster allies have made their base.
You can get those twigs from turn-ins as well, if I remember right. Which one's this one? The Orc Caves. The Orc Caves is not one that I know. I don't know any of these very well, but we'll figure it out together. But I know there's like a back door through from one to the other, so.
Fearing for their lives, the people of the keep have asked for your help dealing with 2 orc tribes that dwell inside this cave. Judging from the decor, each direction leads to a different tribe's home. A tripwire snaps, and a gong clangs in
Dun
response.
dun.
Several orcs
Dun,
rush
dun,
into the cave,
dun.
roused by the alarm.
Just ringing all the gongs now. Nope. Apparently we went fire first last time. Dang it, I didn't mean to shoot that button yet. She might get me. And by me, I think will. Wow! Alright, there's a shrine there. Okay. No, the penalty box. Alright, well, we punted. We punted. I thought I had already gotten rid of the penalty box. It's fine. So be it. We were already dead. Being more dead's not a big deal. Alright. Sell this junk. Probably not going to do that. Oh, quick PSA. For those of you who don't know, and I haven't pulled the trigger on them yet myself, I probably will pretty soon. But if you look under seasonal items in the DDO store right now, mistletoes are back, and you want to grab as many of these mistletoes as you can afford if you like abundant leaps. So this gives you an abundant leap ability through a disposable item. So, like, I will probably be getting at least 100. But not right now. Try to pick them up here real soon. They're really helpful for, like, I don't know, just to carry around. You don't really need them that often, but if you have like 2 of them alive, there's, like, if I had the mistletoes, I could go do the Titan raid, for example. It would be really long and tedious and and a pain to do by myself, but theoretically, with an artificer pet, it is something that I should be able to do. And some mistletoes. So, like, eliminates... I want to word this the right way. It makes certain things easier to do by yourself. Yeah, the wizard skeleton would do the job as well. I just don't have the points for the wizard skeleton, the skeleton wizard, where I have the Artie dog for taking the 1 level of Artie. But if you just need somebody to open levers for you and pull levers, then the Artie dog will do the same. Oh, take this. Thank you. All right, we'll try that one more time. Well, it's kind of high level for what I was excited for. We'll see how much more energy I have here. So my head is really trying to do the trick on me tonight, and I apologize for that. But, you know, we kind of all knew that I was borderline tonight anyway before I started the stream. Realistically, I should be doing quests that will give me some epic tokens, so I can start saving up to buy parts of wood again.
Small, squalid cave entrances dot the ravine walls. These must be the Caves of Chaos.
Alright, Caves of Evil Chaos, Part 2. Evil! Yeah, there's a lot of good places to go get the epic tokens from. I'm a big fan of the...
Whispery voices and scraping sounds.
1 second.
The presence of undead. Be free. Is meaningless.
I'm a big fan of the House D chain. The Bargain Bazaar. And the, the other one's not too bad either. The one with the ballistas. Both of those are pretty good. Alright, so it could be randomly in this door or anywhere in this side. So let's explore this way. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as worried about that. Again, if I was looking for the experience, it'd be a different story. Or if I could get a group of people to do things with. But I have a Gibbers, so if I'm gonna be running that chain, I'd be running it on Java, and Java can't do anything on his own. So I gotta get the friends and family that come with me. You know what I mean? Just keep in mind, if you have the ability to slaughter something, if it's standing still, that powered stun is basically an auto kill. I mean, it's not technically, but it's close enough that it might as well be. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of the sagas as well. I'm not a big fan of over level 30, so I typically don't play very long. Over level 30, or not over level 30, over level 20. So usually again, it's usually a matter of hours, sometimes not even hours, before I'm TRing again. That's pretty good. Let's not actually be here. Let's just be bug through. Yeah, I don't play a lot over level 30. I have a couple of characters that are... Oh, now it's here. Okay, I see what you mean. I must have solved it, or the bad guy solved it or something earlier and I didn't realize it.
Whispery voices call to you.
You shouldn't be here.
Step away from that.
Run, you fool.
Yeah, I have a couple of people that like chill out near the cap, but they just don't get played.
The fleeing priest's voice turns into a scream, and is then cut short.
Alright, so we actually have to look for a shiny piece of paper because we won't be able to just tab target it. Here's our special chest reward. Gimme. Alright. So it wasn't in those rooms. Wasn't in this room. Last time we saw it was in this in this room over here. See what's over here again.
Unseen voices murmur from the shadows of
Nope,
this chamber.
not there.
Take us. Take us with you.
Take us away.
No, get away. Do it. Take the shinies.
Okay. Well, I suppose before we leave this way all the way together, we should take a minute and go ahead and walk around back there. Just a little bit more detail, right? Random like this is evil. Oh, I didn't see anything sparkly over there. Alright. So, unless it was in this room I didn't see before, it's somewhere on the other side of the quest. Which means I believe Dedorn will be the quickest way to get back. So the wiki said it was on the cultist side. I would assume if they meant it was in the prison side, they would have said a slightly different phrase. Perhaps not. Stop. Some rubbling. There's some rubbling down there, Sparkline.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, man?
Working on my character. What's up with you?
Just looking for one or two pieces of gear here for however much longer we're over level 20. I'm thinking about wrapping up a little bit early here. My head's been a bitch all day.
Sorry to hear that.
It's fine. Haven't seen you in a while. You been busy?
No.
Sounds good then.
The passage ahead is blocked by a cave-in. About
Got
20
a
man-months would
question
be
for
enough
you
to
that
dig
you
through.
might know.
Or 5
On
block
roll
months would take.
Is there a setting that I have to enable to get these attacks to roll the damage?
Yeah, just a second. For Tlab's game.
Yes. Like I have all the information plugged in,
There's
but it does not roll the damage, just the attack number.
turn the screen on to... Okay. Let's see. When you plug a particular one in, did you check mark the little checkbox that says damage next to it?
Yes. Well, like, here's my basic attack. It does not roll the...
Yeah.
It just rolls the attack number.
Let me see if I'm double checking some things here. Because, like, I don't think anything in the actual option setting needs to be changed. I think it's just when you enter the weapon. So your attack is checked, your damage is checked.
Correct.
And you may or may not have a damage 2. Like I have a damage 2 on this one.
Well, I have different attacks that do, and they're checked on those attacks.
So that's like your hand crossbow that's doing sharpshooter.
Well, that second attack should have added... well, first of all, it should be a d6 on that first one. It didn't roll. The second one should be a d6 plus a d10 plus another d6 for a sneak attack. It didn't do any of that. So that second attack should have been 2d6 plus 10. Because I have it typed in damage 1d6 plus 10, piercing critical 2d6.
Okay, so click on that little gear, or is it core bio spells and the gear?
Okay.
And the third one down under NPC, so that would be the one the furthest to the right.
Uh-huh.
Does it say auto roll damage and crit?
No, it says don't auto roll damage.
Okay, well, you should change that one.
Okay.
And then, so some people like to roll with advantage. I like to roll with advantage.
Yeah, I asked him about that. He said just take the first one if you don't have advantage.
Right, which is what I was going to say. This way I don't have to switch back and forth. Some people like switching back and forth, but I feel like it's extra clicks that I don't have to worry about. There you go.
That's still...
So, that's your d6 plus 10.
And then the 6 is the sneak attack damage.
And the
on
6 is the sneak attack. So, like,
okay.
And that would be the
so
same
it rolled
like,
the d20 twice, but the damage only once.
Correct.
Okay.
Because
okay.
if it crits, crits just multiplies whatever you rolled on the dice times 2. So, like,
gotcha.
On that one that was a 23...
So that's like, okay.
Close that and finish this quest. But yeah, that should hopefully fix your problem.
Yeah.
You notice an expensive-looking gem embedded in the throne made of human bones.
Alright. So yeah, we just got really unlucky, I guess, not being able to find that scroll the first time we were in here today. Alright, and the other quest we actually...
Oh, here's how I do expertise in here also. Sweetness. I was trying to figure out that also.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that extra cogwheel section that you can kind of fiddle with, but... I said, I just have a whole bunch of different, like, attacks and stuff filtered in for, like essentially different modes. So again, I'm not entirely sure what all is going on, but like I have my quarterstaff one-handed, my quarterstaff two-handed, and so on and so forth.
Well, right, like I have the regular crossbow. I have the crossbow with sharpshooter and sneak attack only, and sharpshooter.
Yeah, should be good.
And then I have a melee weapon, but I haven't plugged those in yet.
And then I put something together that's like for like your healing potions or whatever that you may or may not have. So the class that I'm playing is an arty, so I can make scrolls from like any level 1 scrolls, like 4 of them a day or whatever. So I can actually just make scrolls of Cure Light Wounds. So for me, I have a Jahil's button sitting there. But you might want like a...
And you put that in the attack, or where?
Yeah, I just put it in the attack. It doesn't automatically change anything, but that's how I set that up. And then, like, any spells that I have, like, I put the spells in.
Yeah, I don't have any spells.
But I actually roll them over there in the other category.
I do have Second Wind, though, which is like a healing thing.
That's like a healing. But I don't think that rolls, does it?
A 1d10 plus your fighter level.
Okay. So yeah, I would put like Second Wind in there, 1d10 plus level, and it should automatically calculate.
Well, I'm multi-class, so...
Well, then you should be able to put in just your fighter level, I believe.
I see that on this gears thing. I have to, change that, because it was second class.
Most of the kobolds scramble to defend their cave at the side of you, while one of their members scampers away.
Always good to have more people getting into the game, though. Speaking of which, for those of you who are watching that would like to know what the hell we're talking about, every other Thursday, give or take, depending on if we can actually assemble everyone together, we do a pen and paper session using Roll20 as our medium for like, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours. Starts between 7 and 7:30 Central Standard Time, and then goes until usually around 9:30 at the latest. Sometimes, I mean, it could go a hair later than that, but tends to not. There's that annoying ass rat.
Now that king rat is dead, long live the new king. You. The first order of business might as well be to survey your domain.
So you got your sweet character all planned.
I do.
Other than like a ranged fighter, multi-class, do you have any more hints for us?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to ruin the roleplay moment.
Oh, okay. Alright. That's fair. Hey, what's up, bud?
I got back from D&D.
Good, how was your game?
It was fine.
It was fine.
I mean, every plot device I gave, the party completely ignored, so I had to find a way to continue the plot moving without them doing anything.
Welcome to DM.
Pretty much. Anyway, work has asked me to come in from midnight to 6. So.
Really?
Yep.
And you told them, yeah?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
told them as long as D&D ended early enough, then yeah.
All right, go have fun.
Love it.
Do you need to eat before you go?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably make something.
All right, I'm probably gonna wrap up soon. I'll come see you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right, love you. I may have been a little bit over convincing on the budget thing yesterday. So I mentioned earlier today that Remington and I had the big budgeting conversation, like how to budget, what to budget for, etc., etc. And he's like spent the rest of today planning his making plans and setting up his budget, so he may have been a little over convincing, I guess. He's just going to use this as an excuse to sleep until noon every day now. What if they call me in from midnight to 6?
I slept until noon for like 10 years, man. I can't say anything.
Well, I mean, the problem is that he has classes that he needs to not get too bad at a habit of doing. Like, when he actually does get into the nursing program, he'll have to, like, physically get up and go to classes. And if he lets himself get in the bad habit, he'll have to fighting it again. You know, because that program, he's got 2 classes he's taking between now and when the program starts. And then he'll be theoretically off to the races. Well, we did pick up one piece of loot so far since we moved out here. I ran I was looking for that stupid belt, that bronze belt. I ransacked that quest. I got a whole bunch of other named loot, but not that one. And then I decided to come out here to the Borderlands and look for a couple of things. And I find my first piece of named loot just dropped, and it's the White Hood of Schemes, which does not seem useful at all.
There's a trinket that drops out of that Kobold quest that's very good for martial characters.
Yeah, I think that trinket is the reason I was in there. The serrated arrowhead.
Yeah, that thing is hot.
Yeah, it's not just for the
martial.
Yeah,
it's not for spellcasters.
Well, come on.
If you're doing martial damage,
we're
with
all
your
spellcasters here.
No, that's not true.
Sometimes we just cast arrow or bow or something, like a weird spell. Sometimes our spells are confusing and don't realize that they're spells. I cast Sword! That's right, I do. But yeah, that Seeker 10 seemed hot. So.
Yep.
Just trying to get it. I'm trying to get the...
All of the stat items are good too. There's like a ring for every stat.
Well, I found a belt so far, a lot of the stats, but not a ring necessarily. And then I was looking for the Fiend Blood Bracers.
Did you buy the rune arm?
I can buy the rune arm?
Yep, you need one arcane, one of all 3 of the ingots, and you buy it from the guy in the town. It's a minimum level 21 rune arm.
I have not purchased a rune arm. And actually, I should probably just switch my rune arm to the level 21 astral projector. But right now I'm still using the quarantine because it's amazing.
It's probably not as good as the astral projector.
Yeah, very
but I
little
haven't
is actually.
but I haven't really looked at it, but I doubt that it's as good as that.
Yeah, the astral projector is just insane. But I keep forgetting to upgrade to my level 21 version. Where's this rune arm guy at?
In the town, kind of near the quest givers, there's a guy that you can trade for the ingots for the weapon, and that guy also
Okay.
sells a rune arm.
Alright, the weaponsmith guy then. Alright, let's take a look at it. I found some rare ingots. I feel like I have read part of this, but I don't know.
I looked at it and went, "Oh, he sells a rune arm," and then completely forgot everything that it did. So
Sounds right. You know, these little 20 crossbows are not the worst.
No,
not
they're
great.
okay.
They're not bad.
They're better than the Ratcatcher after the nerf.
Yeah, probably. What's the club? Ooh, I like it. Doesn't do anything, but I'm down. Alright.
It's too bad you can't cosmetic rune arms.
Yeah. Like, being able to get weird shots on it, though, is probably the problem.
Yeah, probably.
Because if you're because the shots would be all weird. And then you, like, get the best, you know, like the dumpster fire or whatever, and you're shooting off a dumpster fire, but you're doing it in a straight line AoE effect or something. Well, I skimmed through here and I did not see a rune arm of any sort.
What if you just type in rune arm at the search box?
Rune did not find anything. So...
Maybe there's only a heroic one?
The Dragon Keeper. Yeah, must be only level 1. Which is actually,
Gotcha.
It's a good rune arm, it looks like. I mean, Fire Blast, Combustion 30, Fire 1 with a green slot.
I just assumed there was an epic one, because there's a heroic one.
Yeah. Now that we know what it's called, we can take another shot. Not that I see.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably thinking that by the time you get to level 20, you're probably going to have a better rune arm anyway if you're a rune arm person. You know, again, the quarantine, the dumpster fire, they're both pretty salvageable. I said, I really like the quarantine now. I've warmed up to it quite a bit, considering it's a cold rune arm. Alright, I'm going to take one more crack at the bracers, and then I'm gonna wrap up a little bit early. Go see the kid before he takes off to work for the evening. Maybe have some lunch. Probably shouldn't, as it's 11 now, but I didn't eat anything until like 6 today, so kind of think I should have a little bit of something.
Small, squalid cave
Oh, no,
entrances dot the ravine walls.
My everything's all
These
screwed
must
up
be
right
the
now.
Caves of chaos, where the cultists and their monster
Sleep
allies
and
have made
everything
their
else, my
base.
timetable. Days or nights, cats and dogs are sleeping together. It's unnatural. I've apparently been assigned the task of putting down my wife's cat.
Whispery voices and scraping sounds.
Fun?
announce the presence
Yeah,
of
he
undead.
hasn't eaten like in quite a while. She's tried a couple of different things, and he's just not eating. So it's that, or try to like force feed him to eat, and that's not a fun way to live either. So he's reached the point where his fat reserves are basically gone. So as the responsible pet owner, you gotta take care of them before they starts to affect them too badly. We gave him about as much time as we possibly could to see if he would recover. But his mom did the same thing. She just stopped eating.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. So, and I, as a person who is significantly less emotionally invested in the cat than in the family, it probably should fall to me, which means I gotta take care of it this week, probably. I don't know, I still just keep hoping that he'll start eating because he's old. He's like 13, but he's not out of the range of, you know.
It's getting close.
Yeah, I mean, he's up there. And don't get me wrong, this is going to sound terrible, but it would be more convenient for me in the long run if he passed before we went to the bus, but I would prefer to not have to go get it taken care of that way.
Yeah.
Unseen voices murmur from the shadows of this chamber.
Take us with you.
It's probably easier in the long run.
Do it. Take the shinies.
Alright, so we didn't find the scroll in that room just like by luck. Which has been the real challenge of this quest, in my opinion, is finding that stupid scroll. Nothing else has been a challenge yet.
Hey, another quick question for you on this.
Yeah.
On the crit range, if I have a 19 through 20, do I have to type 19-20 or do I just type 19?
I don't know. What do you have that's...
Fighter. The champion that gives me improved crit.
Huh, okay. I would assume you put in 19-20, but you may have to, like, put in all the numbers that are susceptible to crit, you know, that are critable. I just punch it in, try it, and see what it looks like after half a dozen rolls. See if you can get
that
there.
doesn't seem right.
You're -7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's subtracting.
19 minus 20 crit range.
Yeah, but it's taking it from your modifier, so that's not correct. Let me pull this up for a second and see.
What if I just type 19?
Try punching in 2, maybe. Or yeah, try 19.
Well, the default is 20.
Yeah, try 19.
Rolling 1d20 CS greater than 19 plus mod plus proficiency. 18 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3.
Yeah, it says change it to 19.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just googled the Roll20 forums. I tell you, Roll20's got a lot of really cool stuff going for it. I would love to see them be able to dump some more money and energy into it.
The opportunity cost to learning it is very steep. Because I felt like this took me like 2 hours to do this character sheet. I could have done it in like 15 minutes, writing it on paper.
I guess it depends on what you think the likelihood is you'll play another game, you know? Like I said, the opportunity cost in the
I mean, it's good that you can play not in person, and you can play like over Skype or Discord or whatever.
Right.
That part of it is great. I just meant the learning factor of like learning all the
right. Well,
where everything is really high.
Two buttons seems a pain in the butt. Yeah, and I find it to be the easiest of the online tools. Like, personally, I feel like Roll20 is much more intuitive than, say, like the other big one. I can't think what it's called right now. But we did a couple of games using it. And I felt like it was a massive. But I'm always the guy who ends up playing like the class that doesn't actually, no one's ported over into the build yet, so I can't just go like Artificer and plug it in, you know? So I've always got to fight with the tool a little bit to get it to work anyway. But, what is that other tool?
Whispery voices call to
What's it
you.
called now?
You shouldn't be here.
Step away.
It's the one that Steiner Davian is always going on about. And it looks really pretty, but I feel like it's really tough to use.
What are you talking about?
There's another tool. You have to pay for it, and then you have to host a server. But it's another online D&D pen and paper tool. And I can't think of what it's called right now. I'm trying to think of it. I'm also trying to kill this high priest as he runs away from me.
The fleeing priest's voice turns into a scream and is then cut short.
Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah, Fantasy Grounds.
I know that, I don't know about Roll20, but I know Fantasy Grounds has a lot of like officially Wizard supported adventure packs and stuff built into it.
If you buy them, yeah.
Yeah.
You can purchase Wizards built adventures, which is like what this one is, Horde of the Dragon Queen, that we're playing now. It's Talab purchased it, and it comes with a bunch of maps and NPCs plugged in and stuff. But it's a little bit trickier. Where Fantasy Grounds, like if you bought the player's handbook and you hooked it up to everybody else, and they had just like a standard power that they wanted to, you could like literally drag that power onto Fantasy Grounds. So like that kind of customization is really cool. But if you're somebody who's playing something that's not where you can just drag and drop out of the monster out of the books that you purchased, it's a real pain.
Kobolds scramble to defend their cave at the side of you, while one of their members scampers away.
And like, say you have like a druid pet, right, where you really need a whole separate character sheet for it. That's actually, in my opinion, a lot more difficult to do on Fantasy Grounds as opposed to here. So like here we just create another create another character sheet, give you permission to edit it, and then assign it to a token that you can move around. So like it's actually very simple. Where in Fantasy Grounds it's a lot more hoops to jump through, from what I remember.
Gotcha. I don't have any experience with either of them until now.
Yeah, I think it also, it's probably a lot like your favorite edition, right? Like whichever one you've experienced first and you fiddle with first will probably end up being the one that you prefer. That's not necessarily true, but there's probably a big factor involved as well. So like Steiner loves Fantasy Grounds. That's the one he spends all his time in. That's the one he fiddles with. I think that's his first one. Because he's come over here to roll 20 and he doesn't know where anything works. He's like, man, it's really complicated. Where I feel like roll 20 is pretty intuitive. Now they fiddle with the UI a lot. So then sometimes you're like looking around trying to find something, you know, like that auto roll damage. Why is that not just, you know, a button inside the weapon toggle? But probably because they just want you to toggle it one time for every weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So then once you think about it, you know, like that, you're like, oh, okay, I understand why it's here now instead of over there. But at the same time, it's like, man, it just seems like a pain.
I rolled really low on my hit points.
It's fine.
The weakest fighter of all time.
I'll just wait until we need you to be in the front. Then you'll
That's
feel
not
the pain.
that's not my job. My job is to stealth around to the back and plink things with my crossbow.
Now we'll see how long that lasts, because right now our frontline fighter is me, and that's not going to be able to last much longer. I am very near the...
I thought Steiner was a paladin.
No, Steiner is a warlock.
And what is Shu?
A cleric, sort of. Half around, even when he's here.
Gotcha. And Niven is a bard, I assume.
Yeah, he's the bard. And I'm a...
Well, he's melee. He can be frontline.
Yeah. I said we don't have what you would consider like a main frontline right now. We had a guy who was like your traditional sword and board frontline melee, and he hollowed gauntlets. He has not been able. He moved, and he has not been able to play basically since he moved.
Gotcha.
Like, he didn't change jobs or something, so his commute went from 30 minutes to like an hour and a half or 2 hours. I don't even know.
Well, Tlad didn't tell me that. He just told me to make whatever I thought would be fun. I was like,
well,
okay.
I mean, it'll be fine. We'll make it work regardless. If I have to...
Could have easily been, like, the polearm master guy. That, like, that's all they do is, like, mess with combat.
Yeah, those are really strong. When you have other people there to help DPS, they're very, very strong. But yeah, we'll be okay. Worst case scenario, if we feel like we need to add some more frontline, I'll talk to Lavin to let him respec my artificer out of the mind one and into the dog combat one. He'll really love that. Like, he feels like my mind one is already overly powerful and broken. Just wait until you see me run around with like a robot dog that just like one-shots everything.
Well, he was like trying to talk me out of this crossbow build. He's like, I think that crossbows are really weak, man. I don't think you're gonna like it. And I'm like, okay. I'm sitting here thinking like, I have 2 attacks already, and I have action surge, so I can get 4 attacks that deal like 15 points per attack. Like, I could probably one-shot some of your named guys, dude. You know what I mean?
Did you
like
take...
one?
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think what level you are. Did you do the... You took sharpshooter, you said.
I did the variant human, so I have crossbow expert and sharpshooter.
Okay, so then you can do the hand crossbow thing? and shoot
Yeah.
2?
It's on. Yeah, when I use an attack action, I get a bonus action that I can shoot my crossbow again.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I
so
get
I
two
did
attacks.
a very similar build not too long ago. Have you
And then
considered splashing 1 level of cleric?
No, but I don't know if I would meet the requirements for that now because I have rogue. Fighter 3 rogue 1.
Right. So I did like fighter. I think I had like a bunch of rogue levels and like 1 fighter level and 1 cleric level, I think. Something like that. I don't remember exactly how it worked. I actually followed a build on one of the forums. And with the cleric ability, you get like a blinding flash type power. Pull out my handbook really fast. Sorry everybody, if you'd like to see some actual Dungeons and Dragons, come on Thursday. But there's a warding flare that you can do, and it blinds the attacker. And then there's another power in the light domain. That does something else. It's just like crazy. And basically it lets you like continue to increase your craziness. So like
I thought about doing a ranger with rogue.
I think you're way better with the fighter.
But I think that the ranger is like probably better, but it comes online at like level.
At what level?
Level 8, 9. That's where this one's already doing its thing at level 4.
Yeah.
The problem though is like I'm really susceptible to like I don't have dark vision, or like if there's a windstorm, I'm pretty useless.
That's all right.
Yeah, but I'll have like a rapier so I can finesse weapon stuff.
Yeah, I wish I could find that build. Now I had it bookmarked for so long, but then I went and I cleaned up all those things, and now I don't know if I can find it again, like easily.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up taking 3 levels of rogue, and then the rest fighter.
Yeah, I wish I could remember exactly how it went down, but there was basically I really wanted to play a centaur with one like really big ranged attack every round, just kind of like for flavor or whatever. And we were, because I had just finished playing Shiny Force, and my favorite character in that particular build of Shiny Force is a centaur archer named May. She doesn't really do anything, but she just like shoots a big crossbow. And so I kind of wanted to recreate that character. And the DM at the time, Dustin, told me no. So I was like, fine, I'm going to go get the most broken thing I can find. And you're down that path to the most broken thing out there that I could find. And like, I must add more fighter levels. I must add a bunch of fighter levels and some rogue levels, and then like 1 or 2 cleric levels.
Yeah, because like the second level rogue gives you the cunning action, which lets you, as a bonus action, hide after your combat.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did anything like that. So maybe it was mostly
that's
fighter.
That's how you enables the sneak attack, extra.
Well, one of the light powers from the cleric gives you the ability to enable your sneak attack too.
Well, I don't have that.
Right.
Then
Well, that's why I ended up
third
taking the
level-
cleric version, was so I could like.
The third level gives you the roguish archetype, so I can take the assassin.
Yeah. See, now I had the fighter archetype thing, and then at some
Which
point
says you have advantage on attack rolls, and you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken action in combat yet. So like on the surprise round, you always get advantage on everybody, even if they see.
That's really good.
And it says, in addition, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. So it's automatic criticals on the first round of combat.
Yeah, those are really good too.
Right.
Oh no, I just at whatever level you get the fighter thing, you have the ability to like surge, so you can attack again.
Level 2 fighter. You get action surge at level 2.
Is that the one that lets you have a second attack?
Yes.
And then when you take your fighter thing, there's one that like gives you all different kinds of powers for your attacks.
I didn't do that. I did champion instead, which gives you improved critical.
Okay, that would be why I couldn't.
The maneuver one is okay, but not great for range, because the best thing you can do is disarm.
Well, that's partially true. But I did the maneuver guy, and because it lets you add damage, you can get away with a lot of weird stuff. And once you start using your dexterity, like my dexterity got pretty high.
Well, the max is 20, and I already have an 18.
Yeah. But you can like just stop people in their tracks and pin them to the ground. Like it's actually pretty useful. 5th level extra attack. That's what I mean. At 5th level of fighter, you get an extra attack. So then with your extra attack and your 2 crossbow things.
Yeah, that's 3 attacks.
Well, it would be 4 attacks.
No, it's 3.
No, because you get the bonus action per attack.
No.
Yeah. So like the way it starts working, it gets crazy. And then
I don't think that's right.
Yeah. I have to remember exactly how it all works out. But I was doing like 6 attacks.
Get the bonus because here's what it says. Whenever you use the attack action, you gain a bonus action.
Correct. An extra attack gives you an extra attack action.
Oh, okay. So it's just straight up double up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my plan, is to the next 2 levels take rogue, so I'll be 3/3, and then take fighter from there on.
Yeah, I mean it'll be good. I think it'll work out either way. But like I was doing a lot of precision attacks to add my superiority dice, and then do like the maximum amount of like minus to my attack roll to add it to my damage.
Well, you can't split it up like you can in 3/5. It's -5 plus 10. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, and I was not always doing that unless I was firing off my precision attack. But a lot of times I ended up tripping guys quite a bit as well.
Yeah. But I mean, I have the what is it called? Archery from fighter, so it's only a -3 off the normal.
Exactly. So yeah, I'd have to knock all the dust loose.
But I don't need to be the most broken of all time. I just want to play.
That's correct. I had to. So we were in an encounter. Quick story time before I wrap up the stream. But we were in an encounter with like 4 giants, and we were supposed to roleplay our way through the experience, but the giant, like whoever was the front man, was not doing very well in his rolls, and one of the giant like hit one of the party's guys, and like hurt him really badly. And I'm like, the next guy who attacks any of my friends is dead. And the giant was like, whatever, and hit my friend again. So I surged, I did all my attacks, like I went crazy, and I ended up doing something like 200 damage to him and one-shotting, 1 round. By the time you shot all the stuff into him. I ended up killing that giant in 1 round. And then I basically just intimidated down the rest of the giants with okay, who's next kind of situation. So you can output a lot of damage if you have to. 200 points of damage in a round is I couldn't have done it twice, I don't think.
No, most likely not.
But it was.
Well, if you want to spend a buttload of gold on purple worm venom, then you can't.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that kind of stuff. I was just irritated.
Yeah, so that purple worm venom adds 10d6 poison damage per attack.
Yeah, no, I didn't have anything like that. That was just like all the shots were sharp, like maximum sharpshooter, big dexterity, whatever the maneuver dice. Like I put all of my maneuver dice into those 4 different shots or whatever.
Collab said I could buy a quiver that imbues some sort of poison.
Oh,
so
that'd
I
be
have
cool.
I have to figure out how much that is going to cost.
Yeah, I
If
have
I have enough gold.
all of my magic items and stuff like that are things that I have created using my artificing powers. So
I can't do that, and I wouldn't
know.
know how to start doing it because I'm inexperienced with 5e.
Right. Well, it's just a perk of this class. So like, I have not spent any gold on stuff like that. So I've just been like spending my gold for role playing. But like, one of the powers I have is I can make like 3 temporary magic items until I make a different one, and then one of them has to go away. So like, I have a bag of holding, my weapons +1, and I could like make somebody else's weapon +1 as well.
That's cool.
If you know what I mean, stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. Not as good as like just being allowed to buy something that's awesome, but
I
I've been
assume
just spending gold
Nimven
like
can
crazy.
buff people as well.
What was that?
I said I assume Nimven can buff people as well.
I
I haven't looked at Bard. I just assumed that they have some sort of buff.
don't actually think so. I
Huh.
think he's primarily just. And again, I don't know that like maybe just the school or college or whatever he's gone down. Maybe that's not a thing. But like, as far as I know, he does like these parrying moves that lets him boost himself. So he'll like, if he lands an attack, I want to do this, and this one will boost my armor class, or this will do whatever. But like, he hasn't done like anything like a bard song or anything traditionally. So I don't know, it's fun. I think you'll have a great time.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're joining us. If you have any other questions, I'll try to answer them here in just a second. But meanwhile, kids, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. Hope you guys are having a good time. I'll try to be here in the morning, depending on if I'm allowed to sleep and what my head says. But I've got to go get this light turned off. So I'm going to get out of here. Have a great time. If you'd like some more Samus, please jump over to my YouTube channel and check out some of the videos over there. I put a whole bunch of videos up last week, and I got a few more to upload this week, and I just haven't had the time to do it yet. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you soon. Toodles.